Grandmother who lost her twin granddaughters in a horror car crash 10 months ago is dealt another crushing blow. A grandmother has opened up about the relentless grief of losing her husband unexpectedly, just months after her twin granddaughters died in a horror crash. The 7-year-old twin sisters Riley and Macey died when the car they were traveling in plowed into a tree on a West Australian highway on February 18, 2024. The girls' mother Rachel Van Oyen, 31, had been at the wheel at the time and was the sole survivor. The girls' grandmother, Lorna Blair, had been grieving the girls' loss for 10.5 months when her husband Kevin Blair, 56, passed away unexpectedly on January 5. Mr. Blair had suffered a series of heart attacks over a decade ago and had a stroke in August last year. The 56-year-old took ill 2 weeks ago and became very weak and depleted before paramedics rushed him to hospital where medical staff attempted to restabilize his blood sugar levels. "We thought that would do the trick, and then he could come home the next day," Ms. Blair told Daily Mail Australia. However, right there in the emergency department he suddenly and shockingly went into cardiac arrest. Ms. Blair explained the tragic heart attack came as a result of Mr. Blair's previous heart issues and the effects of his diabetes. She said it was confirmed Mr. Blair had been living with an enlarged heart. "And whilst that makes me cry and smile all at once, I can honestly say that describes him perfectly. He truly had the biggest heart. The person who would do anything for anyone. The way I can wrap my head around this information is that Kevin got 10 more years of life than was probably ever expected, and he packed a lot into those 10 years and gave me the happiest decade of my life." Ms. Blair married Scottish-born Mr. Blair in Bali in 2015. And said he spent every day trying to cram as much joy as he could into the couple's days. He was sometimes accused of being a big kid, and he loved that. He looked much younger than 56, had a playful nature, and found creativity and fun in all things. Mr. Blair spent years serving the community, initially starting his career in the Australian Army Reserve, followed by 6 years working for the police force in Fremantle, Perth. Mr. Blair later became a respected computing and sales leader. The 56-year-old had also carved time out to volunteer in the Kalgoorie SES and found a community theatre in the region with Ms. Blair. The couple then moved to the Sunshine Coast in Queensland where he continued to volunteer at the SES and in teaching English to Ukrainians amidst the ongoing conflict. Kevin loved learning extra things beyond his work life and did everything at 110% and above, Ms. Blair said. Ms. Blair said their home in the Sunshine Coast hinterland, affectionately dubbed Blair Manor, felt empty without him there. "Kevin made me laugh and smile every day, even through tears. He told me every single day that he loved me, sometimes many times a day. He held my hand wherever we went, loved me, believed in me, praised me in ways no one ever has," Ms. Blair said. "I was truly blessed, and the ache of not having him here to walk in the room and wrap me in one of his hugs is tearing through me right now." A GoFundMe page has been set up to support Ms. Blair after a separate page was made to help Ms. Van Oyen less than a year ago. "Lisa has had quite possibly the hardest of years just gone, and now she is expecting at least another several more very difficult ones to come," wrote friend Willow Shanks. In February 2024, all of our communities, friends and families were rocked beyond belief by the tragic passing of Lisa's grandchildren Macey and Riley. Now, in a flash, Lisa experiences tragedy and newfound grief again on top of her existing sadness for her grandchildren, as she now lost the love of her life, her partner in shine, husband Kevin Blair, on Sunday the 5th January unexpectedly. Experiencing 3 tragic losses inside the space of just 10 months, all of which were so sudden and unexpected, it can be easy for those of us looking on to see that she is going to need some grace, emotionally, physically, and financially whilst she works through this. The page has raised more than $1,500 so far, with a goal of $24,000. The twins, who were both wearing seatbelts, were pronounced dead at the scene of the February 2024 crash, while their mother was taken to Meriden Hospital and discharged a few hours later. Ms. Blair told Daily Mail Australia the tragedy was heart-wrenching. "I have 2 of their soft toys on my bed, which my daughter took from their beds and gave me after they passed," she said. She recalled the last conversation she had with her beloved granddaughters. "I had a trip planned to see them in late February last year, and our last conversation was excitement about that. Nanny is coming on the plane.